I'll say is the voice of the awards. I enjoy the fact that I don't have to say Edward's Vicky very often. So, many times years ago, I helped decide what our civic consciousness project would be each year as a state officer, and then when I worked with the state officer. So, becoming the subject of a civic consciousness project was never expected. On October 10th, 2014 is the day that will live in infamy. It's the day that my life changed. I went from basically seeing a doctor like everybody else once a year. You know, most of us see him once a year, right? To a guy that saw 5 in a day, pretty regularly. That day, they were basically trying to figure out why my kidneys were failing. And all I wanted was for Dr. House to show up, because all these doctors said, just get the guy on TV, he figures this stuff out. So 10 days later, and being really sick of hospital food, I said, can I get out of here? And I left the hospital with end-stage renal failure, which basically means you have, at that time I had about a 5% to 10% kidney function, which I lived with since then, and still have. And against, it was kind of funny because I had been accepted into a leadership program through the Missouri Realtors Association. And 2 days after I got out of the hospital, I left for Kansas City against the better judgment of both all my doctors and my beloved wife, who said, you shouldn't be traveling after you've been in the hospital for 10 days. But I went because that was exciting, and it's just like this. You got to come, right? You got to go to the conference. So now, speed up a year. October 5th is another great day, though. This is a great day. And see, you know, I look back at that October 10th, 2014 with a positive attitude, because we found out I had kidney failure simply by accident. It was a routine blood screen. I was going about my day, didn't know anything. I was at a chamber meeting. Doctors were trying to get a hold of me, just doing my normal thing. I was showing mansions on a lake later that day. They're still trying to call me. By the time they finally got a hold of me through my wife, they said, we need you to go retake a test. And I said, why? You have end-stage renal failure, or you have acute renal failure. And I'm like, no, I don't. So I went back to the test, got home that night, and my wife's like, we're on our way to the hospital. I'm like, why? She goes, you have end-stage or acute kidney failure. And I said, why don't we just wait till the morning? And we'll go in the morning. And my wife said, your doctor said you'd say that, so I packed your bag and we're leaving. my doctor knew how stubborn I was. So that day still is a positive day, because that could have been my last day. But because of that blood test and the fortunate of that, you know, I got extra time. Now, October 5th, 2015, I was added to a transplant list at Big Barnes Hospital in St. Louis. So I'm technically on a transplant list, which is exciting. Good news, right? You want to be on a transplant list. Woo! And there really is a screening to it. I came to Wisconsin to talk to their screening department. I was too chubby for them. There is a rule, you can't be too chubby. St. Louis was fine with me being a little chubby. They said, big bone would. Now, the bad part about being on the transplant list, there is a bad part, is for me the average weight is 4 years. And I will not survive 4 years to get that kidney. So in January, I had surgery to get what they call a catheter. And there's a little hole right here in my chest, a little tube goes in my stomach, and 2 feet of cable that I bound up and keep right here. Nobody knew that either. All day long, I've been running around, you would have never guessed. To put fluid into my stomach, sucks the bad stuff out into my stomach area, or into my what they call peritoneum, and then takes it out. So it cleans my blood. And I'm at a point now where I do it overnight. I went through special training a month ago to get this done. I told the nurse, I said, we need to speed this up. She said it takes 30 days. I said, no, it takes 3 weeks. She's like, why? I have to be somewhere in March. And that was it. So we sped it up. I said I was a quick learner. So I had that surgery, had that put in. Now the fun part is it didn't take the first time. They had to redo the surgery. So instead of 3 holes, I had 7. So I looked like a knife attack victim. But again, I survived. So now I do the overnight for 8 hours. So if you flip it, so the picture on the bottom right is what's at the end of my bed. Probably not what's at the end of your bed in your room. That's my 5'7" tall daughter next to a month's worth of supplies. That's a month's worth of supplies. That's how much comes every month. So we have a special room dedicated to supplies. So if you think what you did to come to the conference was involved, we had to bring that stuff with. It actually weighed the car down. It was pretty funny. So now here's the thing. A lot of people in my situation, I have found, are very frustrated. You get angry about things. We're tired a lot because we have anemia. We don't have a lot of energy. And they also get very, very depressed. Well, I have found that I've become a cheerleader for a large group of people with my same condition. There's a Facebook group, and I post pictures of me going hiking and eating good food. I put pictures of my omelets, and I've been told I'm an inspiration to them. But I wonder if you guys would be willing to help me with one thing. Would you help me with one thing that's really easy? Okay. So there's a lady in the back of the room recording. And when I count to 3, would you please look towards her and say, "You can do it"? And I want to put that on the Facebook page to inspire 38,000 other people on that Facebook page that are going through the same thing, that they can do it. You with me on that? Yeah. All right, she's right there in the corner. You can do it on the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. You can do it! Thank you very much for that. I truly want to thank you for taking on the challenge of the Kidney Foundation of Wisconsin, the National Kidney Foundation of Wisconsin. I've been told that it's going to be our continuing effort for a couple of years, which I appreciate. It kind of works side by side with me and my process of getting a kidney. And with that said, I'd like to introduce my new friend, because I have this weird feeling she can find me a kidney. I used to network with business people, now I just work with people with kidneys. Please welcome, from the National Kidney Foundation of Wisconsin, and I keep saying her name wrong, Joycelyn Fish, otherwise I'm calling her Redfish, that's my new nickname.
Hello, everyone. So first of all, I just want to say thank you to Will, of course, for speaking with you today. When we first were told that we were selected, Scott and came up and talked with us about kind of why they decided to choose our organization, and it was incredible to me how many people had a personal connection to kidney disease. And then he mentioned this amazing spirit of a man named Will, who I got to talk with over the phone and get to know a bit, and it was very wonderful to meet him today, so I was very, very glad to have him. And I also want to say I actually was a judge for one session today and got to meet a few of you, and